In this video, I'm going to be comparing the LearnPad, which is on the left. I'm going to be comparing that to the iPad, which is on the right. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about how you can use both of them to create lessons as an interactive whiteboard, and then have those lessons be something you can share. So the LearnPad on the left, we're going to be using the app called Lensoo, and then the iPad on the right, we're going to be using an app called Creations. There's a lot of similarities, but there's also some differences that I hope to point out during this video. So first thing first, on both of these I have signed in on the app on the device itself. So over here you can see it says that I'm logged in as Mr. Fenstermaker. If I click the little gear over here, you can see I'm logged in as 1F class 1314. So both devices are logged in. So I'm going to go ahead and click create new lesson on the iPad, as well as create new recording on the LearnPad. So once you get into the option of creating them, you can see they have a lot of similarities. On the education side, I've got some colors at the top. I have the option to record. I have the option to put some text as well as a picture into it. Same thing over here on the LearnPad. I have a lot of the same features. I also have a few more features on the LearnPad compared to the iPad, but one feature that is the same on both of them that I really like is the ability to insert a picture from Dropbox. Now the reason I really like this is that I can sign into Dropbox on both devices and leave it signed in, and then from my personal computer I can log into my own Dropbox account, and then I can put a picture into that Dropbox account that is shared. There's a folder that's shared between my students' tablets and my tablet or my computer, and then what I can do is I can drop a picture in there and then they instantly have access. So that's a nice feature on both of these tablets, is that you have the option to import an image via Dropbox, and you can also see I can import it from the camera roll or take a live picture. Same thing with the LearnPad, you can do the same exact thing. Now when it comes to recording, I'm going to hit record on the LearnPad to show you that you can then go ahead and, as you're recording, you have the option to choose colors and you have the option to draw as you're recording. When you're done, you can go ahead and click pause, and then it gives you the option to save. I'll leave that open. I'm going to show you what you can do then on the iPad's Creations. Same concept. I can hit record. When you're done recording, then you can click done, save lesson. Give it a title. I have the option to save it as private or public, my students or my school. Say this is private, and click save. Now that it's saved, you can see that my lesson shows up as a thumbnail. Since I'm signed in, you can see a bunch of my other students have created some screencasts with the Educations app on the iPad. Over here on the LearnPad, if I click save, it gives you the option to save it. So this over here on the Lensoo app is going to save it directly to the device. You can see here that it says test 1. Since I'm logged in, it's gone ahead and saved it. If I want this to be shareable, I need to click publish. So what I need to do is click publish. We're going to go ahead and publish it. You have to give it some description details. You can choose whether you want it to be private or public. We'll leave it as private. And so you can see then it's going to take and upload that file that I created up to the cloud that'll allow you to share it. So here's where a big feature that I would say that I like more on the iPad compared to the LearnPad. This feature is when it comes to sharing. I would like both devices because they let you create some lessons by using it as an interactive whiteboard, but when it comes to sharing, I really think that the iPad and Creations app is a little bit farther ahead than what the Android device with the Lensoo app would be. Here's the reason why. If I click on this arrow up here, you can see I have the option to share Facebook, Twitter, mail, or I have this little chain that'll give me the URL to the exact file. Now over here on Lensoo, if I click the little sharing option, I can share kind of the same thing, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. The only thing I don't like is that it does not give me a link. So over here, for example, on the iPad, if I click that link and I can choose the option to copy lesson link, it's copied. That URL now is in the iPad's memory. So now all my students have to do is they can log out of this and go into their Kid Blog app, or they could go into the email app if they wanted. We typically use the Kid Blog app, and then all they have to do is they have to paste because the link's already there for them. On the Lensoo app, you don't have that option. In order to get it to where you have the link, an option that you'd have to do is you could click on Twitter, and then once they got to the website, because I don't really want them to have to log into Twitter, they could copy this. So if I wanted them, they could take and copy this. So they could take and copy that. Now it's copied. Now they could go to Kid Blog and paste that link. So they kind of do the same thing, except for the Lensoo app just has an extra step there to get that link URL. It'd be nice if Lensoo would make it so that instead of having to publish it and go to Twitter to get the link, if they had one of these sharing options that allowed you to get the link, that would be much better. So that's one of the big reasons why I think the EduCreations app on the iPad is a little bit better. Just the fact that it makes it much simpler to share. And again, with first graders, you need something that's pretty simple to share. One last feature that I want to point out is on Lensoo, I'm signed into the account. The one thing you can see here is that I don't have any of the lessons showing up that I've created. Still trying to figure out where they go if you publish them. Still haven't figured that out yet. I haven't found anywhere that it would let you see all of your lessons that you've created. Now, EduCreations, you can see that I am signed in to my EduCreations account online, and if I go on here, you can see that my lesson shows up right here. All my lessons. So you can see that it kind of matches exactly what the iPad shows. So here's my smiley face lesson that I made on the iPad. Here's the lesson on the website. So again, that's another option that sets the EduCreations app and the iPad a little bit ahead of the LearnPad, is the availability to publish your lesson on the iPad, and it makes it an online version as well that you have access to. So I don't always have to have a tablet in my hand to find access to all those. Whereas right now, as far as I can tell, that on the LearnPad, you have to have the LearnPad in order to access those lessons that you've created. Otherwise, you don't have access to them because for some reason I haven't been able to find, or if I don't know if it actually does it, but I don't see any of the lessons that I've created syncing with the web version. So again, this was just a quick example of using the LearnPad and the iPad as a whiteboard or a screencasting tool for your kids to showcase their learning. So in this case, I would say that the iPad would be my go-to app and device at this time using EduCreations. So hopefully you found something a little helpful. And if you know about Lensoo and where I might find those files that I upload, please let me know.